Welcome back to the 2-1, and today I'm taking a look at the Los Angeles Rams and going over whether or not in the upcoming season I think they will be a contender or a pretender. But before we get into that topic, question for those reviewing, who do you think will lead the LA Rams in receiving guards in the upcoming season? I think it'll be Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Tutu Atwell, Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson, whoever you got it being, comment down below and I'll give my answer at the end. But getting straight into it, to make it clear, contender for this video is defined as a Super Bowl contender. Not a team that wins a division or makes the playoffs and gets a playoff win. A contender for this video, Super Bowl contender, means a team that makes the playoffs and gets all the playoff wins. They go all the way. They could get it done. They could do the job. They could bring home the big ticket from the big game. That's what a contender is for this video. And pretender, obviously, you're just not living up to that. But looking at the Rams this season, you can't tell me they are not one of the better teams in the NFL. You went from a bottom 10 quarterback to a top 10 quarterback, Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. If you didn't know that, get out from under your rock. Big news has happened, and a lot more has happened as well. But outside of that, you have an upcoming running back in Cam Akers, who I'm a big fan of. You have a very innovative and offensive-minded head coach in Sean McVay. Receiving room, does it have a tier 1 D-Hop, Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill? No. But it is one of the deepest receiving rooms in the NFL between Cooper Kupp, between Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee is a pretty good tight end, Tutu Atwell, speedy young rookie receiver, Deshaun Jackson, old but still speedy receiver. There's some depth to this receiving group, and I do think it will be a challenge for a lot of teams to match up against. Like I said, they don't have a Devontae Adams, but I'm taking probably the Rams receiving room over the Packers receiving room just because after Devontae Adams, there's a tier 1 and then 10-tier drop-off to Allen Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and other guys on that team. I'm liking, some guys are towards the top, and Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, where they're all well-rounded. I'm liking this Rams receiving group a lot this year. There's a lot of talent there. Offensive line, it's not the best, but it's definitely well-rounded and a reliable offensive line that Matthew Stafford would love to have compared to what he had in Detroit in the past decade. Looking at the defense, another one, if you don't live under a rock, you're very obvious and very aware of who is on this Rams team. The best player in the NFL all around, offense, defense, he's the best player in the NFL all around, Aaron Donald, and the best corner in the NFL, Jalen Ramsey. The Rams team is stacked. You got Leonard Floyd to help out Aaron Donald, kind of a Batman-Robin duo. You got Darius Williams to help out Jalen Ramsey, a guy that's actually really good, but is always in the shadow of Jalen Ramsey. But he's definitely one of the premier corners in the NFL. You got Jordan Fuller. This is a good Rams team, and everyone knows it. To me, when it comes down to my vote, a contender or pretender, I don't know anyone that's not voting for the Rams to be a contender. Just because I'm saying they're a contender doesn't mean I'm favoriting them to win the Super Bowl, but I am putting them in contention with the Super Bowl. I got them making the NFC Championship this year, and I got them possibly going past the Bucks. I got them going on to possibly win the Super Bowl, beat the Chiefs, Bills, Browns, Ravens, Titans, whoever it is that they're playing in the AFC in the Super Bowl game. I think the Rams are on par with any team, and they can be in contention for a Super Bowl game. That's how good they are this year. They don't have many holes. Like I said, you could be really nitpicky and get really critical and say they don't have a tier 1 wide receiver, but they have depth to make up for it. You could get picky and say they got some tier 1 guys on the defense, but they don't have any depth to it after losing Troy Hill and John Johnson, and even lost their defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley. But when you got premier top-tier players, several of them in Jalen Ramsey, in Aaron Donald, in Leonard Floyd, and Raheem Morris to follow in Brandon Staley's footsteps, this Rams team is going to be fine. They're going to win a lot of games. I like them to win the division. I like them to make the NFC Championship. I like them to go far and possibly bring a ring home to LA. Matthew Stafford's got some expectations to live up to. I don't want to say he has to win a Super Bowl or is a bust this year, but for the Rams to show, for him to prove it to the Rams that he was worth the trade, he's got to bring home something valuable in the meantime. An MVP, while that's great for Stafford and his legacy and his career, the team wants a ring on their finger. Look at the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, MVP was great, but they want that ring more than anything, just like last year when he got MVP but didn't get that ring. Rams, same thing. They'd love for Stafford to make that next jump and go from a top 12, top 10 quarterback to now top 5, get an MVP, but they don't care about that as much as they could care about a Super Bowl ring. So there are expectations, but I do think they're contention for it. Like I said, there's not a single team in the NFL I don't think they're on par with. I'm not saying they're the best team in the NFL, but if you name Super Bowl contending teams like the Bucks, Packers, Browns, Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Titans, Niners, Seahawks, they're in contention and on par with any single one of those teams, and therefore they got to be a contender and not a pretender. Again, I don't see anyone voting for them to be a pretender. I just want to get their argument. Like I said, there could be some small critical things you could be critique about, but to me, they're a contender. But I do want to hear from you guys. Do you agree or disagree with my take that they are a contender? Maybe there are some guys out there that think they're a pretender, and I'm open to that. I do want to see all opinions and all takes. Maybe I'll change my mind. I am open to your comments. I love commenting back to you guys, and I love responding, getting a little bit of talking with you guys. But I think everyone's going to agree with me that they are going to be in contention for Super Bowl this year. And referring back to the question of the day, who do I think will lead this Rams team in receiving guards? Personally, Deshaun Jackson, as much as I like him, he's too old, too Atwell. While he's got crazy speed, he's a rookie. I don't think he might not even be the starting rotation, to be honest, at least in the first few weeks. Tyler Higbee, as much as I like him, I don't see a tight end leading this team in receiving guards. Van Jefferson, I like him to take a step forward. But I think it's going to come down to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Personally, I got to go into Cooper Kupp, but I wouldn't be surprised either way it goes. I think they're neck and neck. I think they're pretty, I don't want to say similar players in playing style, but similar players in level of talent. They're both great, both pretty good. They both can catch the ball. They're both playmakers, and therefore it's neck and neck. But to me, my vote's going for Cooper Kupp. But I do want to hear from you guys. Who do you think will be Matt Stafford's number one target and lead this team in yards? And of course, do you agree or disagree with my take? Let me know. As always, and of course, I truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.